Okay, so today it was announced we've got another crossover between IDW and DC Comics again. And it looks like the two properties that IDW and DC are crossing over with this time around is the Rocketeer and the Spirit. And the best part, it's being written by Mark Waid. Yay. Which is kind of weird because I thought the Rocketeer last time I checked was under Dynamite Comics. That's what I thought. I thought it was still under Dynamite Comics. I guess IDW has it now. Shit. But yeah, I've always been a fan of the Rocketeer, and I haven't been the biggest fan of the Spirit, but I've always thought he was cool. I've had always appreciation for the pulp heroes. So, the Rocketeer and the Spirit. Now, they didn't really release the story, and I don't know how long it is. All I know is that Mark Waid will be writing this crossover. I think, actually, now that I think of it, I think they said this was going to be 4 parts. I heard this was going to just be a 4-part story, last time I checked, so, anywho. But yeah, this is really cool. I really like the idea of the Rocketeer meeting the Spirit, and it looks like it's going to take place in Hollywood. So, I don't know, they really go deep into the story, but I'm wondering, where they're going to take this, because both the Spirit and the Rocketeer have two very different, they have two different they have very different methods. The Spirit is all for, sneaking around and detective stuff. The Rocketeer is just in there, shoot in, beat some people up, and leave. So, this will be very interesting. It'll be like a pulp version of Superman and Batman meeting for the first time, if you want to think about it that way. Or, it could be a pulp version of Iron Man and Batman, if you, again, want to look at it that way. So, will I be picking this crossover up? Answer is yes. I am enough fan of the Rocketeer and the Spirit to be interested, and it's a big plus that Mark Waid is going to be writing this. Booyah. So, but yeah, this is the third time DC and IDW have crossed over, and I'm kind of like, first we had Star Trek, we had technically it was under Wildstorm, but when Wildstorm went under and got absorbed into DC, the rest of it became DC Comics, and that was the 30 Days of Night X-Files crossover, and then later on we had the crossover between Star Trek and the Legion of Superheroes, and now we've got this. So this is the DC's third crossover with IDW, and I'm still waiting for them to use their big guns. They haven't really. DC hasn't used their main characters. You notice they've only been using, X-Files, which is now it's kind of funny that X-Files is now under IDW, so it's almost like it's going full circle. Anywho, so they haven't really used anyone, and even the Spirit, who they don't use at all. The Spirit is still under DC, and I'm surprised that hasn't gone to Dynamite Comics in of itself, because they've got all the pulp heroes. And again, last time I checked, I thought the Rocketeer was under DC. It was under Dynamite Comics, so, But anyway, yeah, I'm wondering when the DC and IDW are going to do, like, a proper crossover, like, I don't know. I'm waiting for the Superman Doctor Who crossover, DC and IDW. I'm waiting for that Superman and Doctor Who to meet. I'm also waiting for... How about we get a friggin', I don't know, what, DC and IDW crossovers? I mean, why not Godzilla versus the Justice League? There you go, Godzilla versus the Justice League. If you want to, look at the what DC and IDW can do, or, hey, how about you go back and revisit that Transformers Justice League crossover you guys overlooked when you did that reboot, right? How about you go back and revisit that idea? I'd be very appreciative of that. But, anywho, guys, you guys let me know what you think of the Rocketeer and the Spirit meeting up. I mean, obviously, again, it's going to be in Hollywood, and what do you think of Mark Waid and of taking this under? Are you interested to see? Are you going to pick this up? Are you going to read it in trade? And what other comics would you like to see DC and IDW crossover with, in terms of just DC-IDW crossovers? Because it looks like this is the third time they've done it, and I'm wondering if they'll do more in the future. But anyway, guys, yeah, I'm out.